Welcome everybody to IGTL Season 2. This is the season opener at Hockenheim. I am your reigning champion and not racing boy, and we have Exol with us today to help us
I am
commentate.
the existing, not racing, not reigning champion either, buddy.
Just got to try and make sure the audio levels are not too loud. That will do.
Can I just point out that 6 minute 12?
Qualifying has begun. This season's format is no longer the kind of silly knockout format that we had last season. We are now using just a simple group format. 10 minutes for two groups. Right now, Group 1 is out on track. Lucas going for a nice, lovely spin. New cars for this season. Instead of Corvettes, we now have 3 cars available to use. All equal performances, no differences between the two, same wheelbase. We have the Renault here. We have, if we can find it, yep, we have the Dodge Viper. And we also have the Angry Boy, the Gillette Vertigo Strife. Is anyone even in one on track right now?
I don't think.
The Renault seems to be the more popular choice amongst the field.
Yes, Resnier is in one.
He is. He is on track. Got a mixture of liveries for this season. Some very, very nice. Mainly, I can't see it because he's spinning, but we've got Duskier or Tom, whatever you want to call him, in the Viper. And then we've got a few slightly more not so good ones.
Shit.
Right, how many people have we got on track? Very good attendance for this race so far. Got a good 17 or 18 people here.
And the drivers are very much putting the new cars to their limit with 7 minutes, 17 seconds, as I've just been respawned for some reason.
Nice.
Yes, 7 minutes.
Our first few laps coming in. Pete's are in a 119. We're looking at pole probably being around a 118, probably mid 118 here. So people are already putting in some fairly decent laps. Pete's is actually going surprisingly quickly. Lucas has just absolutely binned it on the bumpy gravel. Oh my. Pizza Ben is running a pizza livery.
Comedy genius.
I'm okay. That's thrown me off a little. That's thrown me off a little bit, to be honest. Actually running a bloody pizza livery. Not surprised, but yeah. Who else have we got? Got Sam in his Renault. Nice corner cut there. That's going to be an invalidation right there.
Pizza's improved. He's gone fastest in the middle sector.
He's got a good sector going. He's going through sacks, running a little bit wide. I think he's probably boosted up a little bit there. That looks a bit deep.
He has gone purple all sectors other than when Sam cut them.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the way the system works, even cuts are counted as purples, so... Oh, he invalidated anyway on the last sector. 18.7, that was a very good time. He's got a surprising turn of pace.
Pizza almost matched Louis with that one.
Pizza's a bit of a difficult one. You don't know. I don't normally rate him ridiculously highly. He's a good driver, but sometimes he's able just to pull random things out of his rear.
I mean, he's just spun and taken out Sam, so... I mean, the spin wasn't really that, like, his fault, but... I think Pizza is quite a good qualifier, normally. Like, he's really good at one lap pace.
He kind of switches. He never seems to have, from my experience, a good quali and a good race. He'll have one or the other.
He's very inconsistent.
Let's have a look at what other people on the track are doing. Squid Bubble's also in the Renault, going through the hairpin. Reasonably nice from him.
God, if Josh's brother is racing, then that would be even worse.
If he's allowed, then we might possibly have the record for the youngest row racer in the current community.
He can't read.
I hope he doesn't let him race, but then again, Knight let his brother race in pre-season, so...
The youngest record shouldn't be broken. I think 9 is fine.
Yep, 9 is fine. I think Diogo started racing when he was like 6 or something. He's like, what is he? He's like 14 or 15 now. So he just... Actually, no, he just started when he was around 10. I know there have been some really young people, like, starting when they're like fucking 6.
Yeah, I think we should keep that record because I don't want to see a 5-year-old. Maybe we do, because then it'll be funny because he just
It'd
takes
be
everyone
funny, but
out.
keep it out of the good leagues, thanks. I mean, I started when I was 16, so yeah, bit of an older start for me there. But hey, it worked out for me.
In other news, Pizza's just gone set a personal best in the first
Oh,
sector.
okay. That's a good sector one actually. That's a very competitive sector one. Um, Generally a sub 17 is decent, but obviously for the ultimate lap you want to really be going where he has.
Looked a bit bouncy on the curbs. I'm not sure about his sector 2. It's alright, I think, but
Sector 2, not bad.
it's not a personal best.
No, he set a .6 on his last one. He's got to be careful through here. You got to be careful on the inside. You cannot go across that green stuff or you get
Oh,
cut.
he's
And I
gone
don't
out
think you can extend
massively.
either, so I think that'll be another invalidation for him.
What? If you look at the chat, people are having a stroke.
Oh no! Okay, let's
Um,
ignore that chat for now.
Pizza did actually improve
Oh, he
though,
did.
fair enough. He did go
I think
7-8.
there have been some changes to the track limits then, because I remember last season, the outside you would get an invalidation for. So I guess that has been changed for this season. He's very close to Louis. Louis's got some good pace. I think we'd expect naturally the likes of Tom and yeah, well, I was going to say Bing Bong. He's actually on track at the moment. The likes of Tom to challenge for that pole. Bing Bong did do a .5, I believe, in practice, so he's got a bit more in him.
Although he's not really stringing that together now, as Pizza's gone for another
No.
pretty good first sector, to be fair.
Now, I'd expect with this style of session, people will be able to reach their potential a bit easier. There's not as much pressure as there was last season. Sessions were a little shorter and you had to get in that lap every session. Louis going a little quicker. His sector one's a little down.
Well, Pizza's aborted his lap.
Very nice last corner, but I obviously didn't see the rest of his lap, so I do not know if he's on an improvement. He
Oh, he
does. Into
is.
the
That
.5s. That is the lap times I would expect to see at the top. Very good
very
laps.
nice lap.
Sector 1 was a little slow. Pizza has a really strong Sector 1, and in fact, Pizza's going good in Sector 2 as well. Oh, but
Yeah,
he's where is he? Oh, he's in the pits.
yeah, he aborted his
Yeah.
lap.
Oh, that's a shame.
I don't know why I think his final corners were quite slow. Has he just gotten another car?
I guess so. Hang on, are we having...
Yeah, I think he
In
has to.
practice, we were having some problems with the pits not working and giving people the wrong speed. I
I
assume
think
that's not happening. There is also the slipstream to take into account, so some sectors may very much be affected by slipstream. In fact, that could see probably around a second a lap here if people can stick in it for long enough.
very strong suck.
Got a minute of qualifying left. Obviously, there's not really a lot of action going on right now.
No
I don't.
one's really on an improvement. Lucas is
Lucas.
kind of, but he's in
Lucas is
second.
on a lap. He is
Oh, really
improving.
fast.
Front's a little bit wide there. You really want to take a wide entry into there and just cut in as much as you can. The wider you go through that left-hander, the more time you lose. Going
Sam has
smoothly,
just gone
very wide
slow.
over there. The onboards are not
So
great on the Renault. You kind of see just a bit of a block, so might avoid those.
everybody pretty much starting
Lucas
their
might
final
be
lap.
running into this Viper. They've both spun it, and now they're having fun times. That's not good. Oh, that was Sleepy, I think.
That was sleepy. Well done, too. Good job. Yeah, I think everybody did
Sleepy
get
was
enough.
on an improvement there, but yeah, both Lucas and him running wide, and that's probably gonna have cost them their laps already.
Well, yeah, Lucas has just gone 17-1 in the first
Squid
set.
is green sector 1. Let's have a look at the rest of his lap. He's sitting behind Terminator. Hopefully he doesn't get costs if he catches him. He will have a bit of slipstream. Sector 2 for Squid. Oh,
Bit
massive
laggy.
chunk of lag. Sector 2 is slow. About a second down on what Pizza can do, about 8/10 down on what you ideally want to do.
Harrison's improved up to third on a 19
Very,
flat.
very nice. I think we'll see that drop a little bit as Group 2 go out.
So is
Squids
Split.
won't go in the top 5, I don't think. He might improve, though. Let's have a look. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
3/10 down. And
Yeah,
that
that
is an
was
end
not.
to Group 1. Seeing Tom using a tactic here. I think he's going to try
I
and
think
see
that's
if...
just improved up to third, actually, when we
Oh,
thought
I
it was
missed that.
over.
I was having a look at the next session.
Still on 18-7, so just a bit off Pizza, but yeah, pulled out a pretty good last sector, actually.
I think Tom is trying to game the system a little bit, or is he going to go line up? I think Tom's trying to start a lap, but now he's being forced along into the queue. Right, so that's Group 1 over. We have Louis currently on provisional pole. Very, very decent lap there, 18.5. Pizza's...
Don't think Josh's brother is being allowed to race.
No, I'm not surprised. Little bit too slow. Pizza in a second, Bing Bong in third, Ceresny the first of the drivers outside 118s in fourth. And then it's reasonably close down the rest of the field. Sam in fifth, Zenvo sixth, Squid Bubble seventh, Lucas eighth, and then Terminator ninth. I must say, Rabbit's car is a thing of glory. I guess him and Jack are having an oof head alliance. I don't understand their liveries at all. Right, the start of Group 2. Out on track will be Duskier Josh, Great, Nitrous, Poke, Rabbit, Tail, Legit, and Rob, I assume. I expect to see the likes of Tom, probably potentially Josh, potentially Legit, challenging for the pole.
Yeah, Pizza's gone back out in the session, so I'm going to assume he had a problem with his car.
Right.
So he's been allowed session 2 as well. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I think, let's see if we can get an update on that. Obviously we're not in their voice chat, so they'll have all the information. We're a bit limited. Ah, it was indeed what I thought it was. Pizza had the pit limiter glitch. So during practice, people were going through the pits and their car was increased by 10 SPS.
oh, so that 118.
So we can actually discount Pizza's lap. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that because it'll be difficult to see whether or not he's improving. His fastest lap is obviously going to register there, but it's an illegal one. Seeing the first few people cross the line, I think definitely keep an eye on Pizza. I don't know what his true pace will be. Tom messing up his
I don't understand how these problems happen.
No, I don't either. I don't know what pit limiter they're using. I'm assuming it's just one then that ignores it's its own script and has a mandatory speed that it sets cars to. The one we use in RSC is obviously one in the vehicle seat that is custom to each car, but I'm guessing they just have a generic one.
I mean, that wouldn't affect the pit speed because it needs a variable to.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
the
a bit of a
RSC one
confusing
needs a
one.
variable to be able to engage, so it shouldn't. Unless Knight is fucked up and he's put 2 pit limiters in,
I
which
don't
seems
know.
to
I mean,
be.
I've seen that done before. WTSI Season 2 Luxembourg. I had an issue where I hit the inside wall, bounced into the secondary, or what should have been the actual pit lane, but was now the secondary one, and it actually limited me to like 20 SPS below what I should have been, 30, 20 SPS or so. So I spent a whole lap, probably about 6 seconds a lap slower than the rest of the field. So I had to pit in and get my car sorted. So
I know I once did that in an FZ. I don't remember if it was a race or just qualifying. Might have been practice, but people were going like a lot quicker than they should have. So it's quite easy to do, but
Tom goes second on a on a slightly different note, on a slight tangent, half a tenth below Louis. Louis might see his pole threatened here. But yeah,
Well, not on this lap
oh
though, because
yeah,
Tom has just
he's
been
been
swept by rabbits.
Rabbit has murdered him. Rabbit definitely not someone we're going to see contending for the front. To be honest, if Rabbit cannot get last, I think he's done a good job.
I mean, he's out qualifying great in nitrous. I know they haven't set a proper lap, but something.
But yeah, definitely some problems occurring. Last season was a little bit of a crapshoot in terms of how many issues we had, and it seems like there are still a few teething problems here and there. Tom's about to get hit by Rabbit again, although Rabbit just slides wide and is now going to suffer the wrath of Tom as off he goes. Now, one interesting note, one thing we were noticing in practice that was quite the amusement. The issue out of, I don't know what turn it is, the 2 turns before Sachs. You can still go off there, off the void.
Yeah. If you get hit, then you die.
That'll be. I hope we see some incidents there. That'll be funny.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens on the first lap, to be honest with you, because collide, not proper spotting, or well, I don't know how good night spotting actually is, but you know, with the touch stream and everybody trying to contend, I think we'll probably see someone die. Be
I
funny.
thought it was Jack with the oof head livery. No, it's legit. Who's running the
Oh,
oof head?
Tom's just gone on a personal best in the first
Oh,
sector. It's quicker than Louis' first sector,
couple
so
tenths quicker. That's a pretty good one. That's the sort of time I was setting when I did a couple of laps here. So that's currently on for a pole lap. Sector
looks.
2 is a bit slow. Should be
I mean,
seeing
it's all right.
38s, I think.
He's coming up with some traffic. What the
What are
fuck is
they?
happening there?
Couple of Renaults having issues. Don't know what they were doing.
I think they were pleasuring themselves, to be honest.
Around the final corner. Would it be an improvement for Tom? Sector 1 was good.
I
Sector
wouldn't
2
be
was not.
surprised if it is.
It
And yeah,
is.
wow, by a
Provisional
ton.
pole 18.4. 10th on pole. Um,
Even with the Renaults bumming each other, he still.
they were off the line, luckily.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tom was a little bit.
Certainly a distraction. I think that's
Yeah,
safe to say. You don't really like to see cars on your lap messing around.
especially in a corner where it's not really easy to dodge cars, considering
No.
your.
Now, Rabbit has actually got off the back spot. He's ahead of Poke. He's actually only 2 seconds off pole, which for Rabbit is pretty incredible.
Not bad, and he's on a personal best first sector as well. I
Tails
don't think he'll improve.
Tail has just cut that corner. That's going to be an invalidation for him. If it's not, I'll be. Yeah, it is.
Tom is also on an invalid lap, but it doesn't really matter considering I don't think
Well,
anyone's really going to challenge Pole at
right
this point.
now, the only people who will really challenge him, I would say, is. My voice had a massive stroke there. Josh and Legit, and they're quite a margin down. They're 7/10ths and 9/10ths down, respectively.
And they're not really challenging for Pole. Yeah, I think Tom's pole is pretty much secure. I feel like he wants to
He's
make
got it
it
secure.
bigger.
He's going to keep lapping, I assume. Just to see if he can get anything else out of that car. Sector 1's a little bit down.
I don't know if anybody else is on an improvement. I don't think they are. I know that. Oh, Tails gone quickest and or has got a personal best first sector. Not bad, 16.7.
16.7's good. That's actually rivaling what Tom's done. Now, Hockenheim last season was a bit of a boring race, obviously from my perspective. Not many battles going on. It kind of spread out very quickly. There were, gaps of 2 or 3 seconds in the field. Hopefully that won't happen here. The attendance is better this season, so there'll be more cars to have battles with. Um, Hockenheim kind of lends itself as a track that spreads out pretty quickly. Not many corners that will keep the field close together.
Yeah, there's no heavy braking zones. Well, there's one, but
Tom does improve.
oh, 18
Sector 1 was a
3.
little down, his Sector 2 was good, and his Sector 3 was very, very quick. Bing Bong also does a good Sector 3.
Bing Bang was
Or
on the
did...
last session.
Oh no, sorry, that is my bad. Pete's invalidated 19.7, so I think we're seeing him around legit and Rob for actual true pace.
Yeah, Tails' lap was actually invalid. I'm not sure if it was his first sector that was invalid, but his second one was.
Yep, Sector 1 for him isn't very good. Oh, he's had a spin into the hairpin. He went too close to the wall, brushed it, and it just grabbed him. Don't want to do it.
Nitrous as well. Nitrous
Got
not having a very fun session, is he? 18th without a lap.
No, he's not. I assume he is struggling with corner cuts and errors. Yeah, if you look at his corner cuts, 10 corner cuts in 4 laps.
Oh, but what about Sam with 21?
Sam's at
28.
least got one valid lap in there though.
Oh, Tom's on another improvement. 38.8 in the middle sector.
He's gonna go quicker. Sector 1 and 2 good. Yeah, he's rocketing along.
I'm gonna say he's probably got that pole, I think. Yeah. Seems like a lot of people get really good sector ones, like Squid Bubbles looks decent in the first sector, and then he just dies.
Eight seconds left of the session to go, so everyone's going to be on their final laps. I don't know if anyone is beginning laps. Yeah, a couple of people got laps in at the last second. That is.
Yeah, I think Josh was the last person
Yeah.
to cross the line. So everybody has got an extra lap. Tail does cock up his lap, so he will be starting 16th.
That's going to be painful for him. He was having a bit of a moan earlier about him struggling for pace, and he's not going to be happy about that. How he did do a good sector 1. He has potential to do well here, but certainly at the start, taking it easy, trying to avoid all the incidents, which I know is hard. RRC proves that.
Nitrous actually did get a lap in. He's on an improvement, so I
Josh
don't see Tom improving.
Josh at the
He's
moment has a
invalid.
good sector 1, but he's going to get caught up with Rabbit, and I think he actually made a little bit of contact there. Rabbit isn't going to help his cause.
Oh, Nitrous does actually improve up to 9th place. So he finally did get into a proper lap.
Just on board with Josh at the moment, and Rabbit's ruined his lap. Not good.
Yeah, it's not great when you have to fight with people in qualifying.
Nope. Rabbit is
especially with a guy starting down in 18th. Although
Yep.
he's not that far off of Poke. Poke's only about 2 tenths ahead of him, which
Poke's done for quali.
relatively impressive for Rabbit, considering he was like 7 years down in Super Formula and flipped on top of the tyre barrier.
Yeah. How's he managed that then? Oh, there is your qualifying. Tom on pole. Not off surprise there. Tom's on the level with the very top. Myself and Panda here, very much on the top level. Louis couldn't quite hold it to him. Good lap from him though in second. Not sure where Pizza is in the field. So, but Bing Bong in third.
Well, we'll get confirmation on Pizza in a minute, probably by night.
Well, we're preparing for the race now. We will bring you back when that starts.
So just lining up on the grid. Chris has gone to do something. We're just lining up onto the grid. I'm not sure what screen the stream is on currently. I think it's still an intermission. But yeah, qualifying session quite good for Tom. He on pole by 4/10, I think. So quite strong. Louis in second, also quite a good lap. I'm not sure where Pizza actually ended up. He was in third according to the timer, but he's not because of the fact his car was illegal. So Bing Bong will actually line up third, if I'm correct, followed by Seresnia. The top three only getting in the 18s, or only the top three in the 18s. Everybody else in the 19s and the 20s. Quite close from 5th to 6th, 15th, all separated by 1 second. 6th and 7th actually separated by 1,000th, I think. Yeah, 96 compared to 97 for Josh and Great. That's very close. Legit 2/10 down off of Great. Nitrous quite close. Same with Sam. Nitrous and Sam only 3,000ths off of each other. Zenvo and Squid were quite close. So yeah, quite close qualifying session. Let's just see. Pizza is actually lining up. Oh, he's been sent to the very back. So Rabbit isn't last. It's quite impressive. I have a feeling that we're gonna go green in a minute. Chris isn't back, then we're gonna have to be doing some BBC Radio 5 at the start, which is a shame because I think the start is gonna be the best part of the race. Although I think, yeah, I think someone's just gone AFK, so we might have just bought ourselves some time. Well, Knight has just gone invisible. Tom's fucked off somewhere. He's buying us even more time. It's very kind of him. Yeah, I don't know where he's gone off to, unless he's got like some seat lag. Because he's gone in the pits now. I think he might actually be practicing his pits. It is quite important to practice pits here because you do have to slow down for the pit limiter, as the pit boxes are really, really close. Like, really close. The top two actually have left. I think as Louis is as well trying out the pit limiter. Yeah, Tom's just reporting problems in the pits. We might have to do another shutdown, maybe. Like the more time we stall, the more time that the more time Chris has to come back. So that's very good. Although they have lined up and they are about to, so I feel like we're about to go now. They're saying that they want to start, but I don't. Oh, Tom's gone away again. I don't know why. I'm not sure what we're doing. We're just kind of sitting here. And if you didn't know, to pit in this league, you have to press the flip tool. So I think that ends up about a 5-second pit stop. The flip tool, though, is a bit a bit of a poor way to pit, to be honest with you. There are better ways, like there's a free model script out there on the toolbox to pit, and I think that's probably a lot better. But obviously Knight wants to use flip. I don't know why, but Louis has also got an issue with something. So we're just stalling more. And apparently the pit lane has another problem, which is very nice. Very nice. Yeah, we've just basically been stalling with the pit lane.
Alright. Yeah, apologies for that. Obviously the race hasn't started, so I haven't missed anything yet. I had to go and help parents, as you do. With the
Yeah,
computer.
there's a problem with the pits in the fact that one of the limiters detect earlier than... I'm not sure if it's the GUI is earlier than the pit limiter, or the pit limiter is earlier than the GUI. There is a slight problem.
Right, so no detecting of pit speeds. Obviously, I assume Tom going off to test.
Yeah, he's been testing a couple times. Not sure
Handily,
why.
thinking about it, having the standings viewer means I can spectate names without having to have the honking great Adonis track tool. So that would be a bit helpful, actually.
It does, which is very nice. I think Wesley's one is a lot nicer, except it doesn't show.
It's nicer, but you can't see it from a distance, which is why it's kind of useless for RRC.
It is, although I think it looks better because it doesn't
does.
have those horrible blue
It
cylinders.
looks a lot nicer, but obviously...
I really wish there was a way to turn those off. There might actually be if you look in the...
Yeah, there's probably a way of faffing around with the script to get it. I have remembered now to put it onto the Roblox tab.
Hey.
During qualifying, those who are watching this, the 2 people who are bothered to have a look at it, I do apologise. I forgot to put on the Roblox tab for the qualifying. So you heard a radio edition of everything.
Oh, the lights are on.
Oh, are we going already?
5 lights.
We are going. Who will get a good start? Who will not? Tom off to a good start. Louis terrible.
They looked
Already
quite
chaos in the back.
actually.
Tail getting nightmare. Louis round. Squid Bubbles absolutely.
Lucas round. A lot of people round at the back. Sleepy's trying to fight for second.
Tom nearly cutting off Louis there. Louis sub side the bing bong and Louis
Louis
around.
been spun off. He's down into 4th.
Josh is now probably going to molest him because they're now side by side. At the back is absolute carnage. Rabbit is disconnect. Oh no, he hasn't disconnected.
Stuck off of Josh for Louis.
And there's a...
He's right up with him. Bing Bong spun himself on a straight. Absolute chaos.
Lucas around. Great, straight on at the hairpin. Tail makes up 3 positions. Tail up 3 positions.
Look at the back. Oh, everybody spinning pizzas stuck.
Oh, Rabbit and Pizza are having a nightmare. They've recovered now.
Start. And Louis Louis has made up.
Lucas off.
3rd.
Legit off. Legit's
Tails
reversing.
had a fantastic start, to be fair.
Tails had a really good start. He's made up a bunch of his positions.
Squid Bubbles has just died.
Oh, Bing Bong off. Tails been caught up, but Tails managed to gain a position out of crashing.
Yeah, Bing Bong's in the middle of the road. So end of the first lap, that was absolute chaos. Tom's still in the lead. Josh and Louis fighting, but where's Tail? Is that 7th?
Tail is indeed 7th. The GUI is a little bit small. I'd kind of hoped that Knight would have bothered to edit my GUI, but unfortunately he hasn't. Tail makes up another position on Great as Great goes for a bit of a spin. I think it was Great anyway.
Back as well as trying to...
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Lucas has just moved up on Terminator, but obviously with this very straight
Terminator's going to have
slipstream, so
Terminator's going to go off there. Hopefully there is spotting there, but Terminator nearly ran into the back of Lucas, and obviously with the lag vision, going to have a crash. Slipstream on Lucas down the inside. He doesn't care.
In other news, Louis just gone up into second again.
Tail and Great having a fight. Lucas and Terminator side by side. They're all going at it. It's kind of difficult to figure out where to watch. Three-way battle for, I think that is 9th position. Still side by side. A little bit of a track limit ignoring, but luckily road racing doesn't care for that sort of stuff.
Oh, Tail's off.
Oh.
What's happening there?
Don't know. Didn't see. I was busy watching the battle.
We've got 2 battles happening at once.
I think I'll go for a bit of a wider shot.
Line astern.
Terminator's got the position. Legit's hit off of the lag vision of Lucas, and Terminator's probably about to kill Lucas as well.
Oh god, Legit's just joined in the battle with Zenvo and Sam.
Pizza's being rejoined.
Oh, they're 3 inside of each other into the... Not going to end well. Maybe it did.
It's ended okay.
Oh god, they're still inside of each other. They're 3 wide.
3 wide onto the main straight. Zenvo gets the position. They're still 3 wide. This is absolute chaos. Zenvo not really keeping a line too well. He's weaving around a little bit. Can't do that too much, otherwise they're going to have a crash. Lucas and Serezny are going at it as well. Terminator's broken away a little bit from the looks of things.
Oh, Zenvo's being spun.
Zenvo
so
off.
That's not a 3 wide anymore. Terminator's blow up.
Packs are 2. Meanwhile...
Oh, legit.
Oh, I
just spun. That was weird. I think he got lagged.
Lucas and Serezny are battling now.
By the look of the chat.
Tom making full advantage of all the battling going on. He's on his own, he can just pump out lap times and he's going for it. Serezny is nearly flipped!
Sleepy as well has really caught up after his spin on the first lap as Lucas.
Good exit on Great.
Yeah, Great looks very slow on exit. Lucas very, very good through it.
Great needs to leave room. Still there. Very good. So,
Lucas is kind of squeezing Great up against the wall.
Great's going to be there, but with the lag vision, Great will be ahead on his screen. So he can afford to do that, but you do want to be careful, otherwise you're going to have angry messages in the chat from Great.
I mean, there already are angry messages in the chat. Legit, so...
Lucas has had a good start, actually. I can't remember where he qualified. He qualified midfield, but not a driver I normally see fighting for these positions. Great is dragging him along, though. Might see a couple of spins.
Lucas qualified in 14th.
Oh, wow. He's 8 positions he's recovered. Very good start. Tail, unfortunately, he had a very good start. He's down to 13th now. Nitrous on him. The slipstream is obviously going to be keeping everyone in the battle. Oh, Sam off. Squid on the outside.
Oh, Lucas has just gone off as well. Serezny is all over Great now. Well, Great's all over Serezny. I'm not sure which way they were.
Lucas has just cut that corner a treat.
Nitrous is stuck in the wall.
Bing Bong off. Lucas smashes into him. Bing Bong got on the curb and Lucas just ran right into the back of him. Lucas is rejoining into Zenvo. Doesn't quite... No, Zenvo's off.
Terminator's going backwards. He's pulled a Sev.
Ooh. He recovers it, but he's now side by side with Zenvo. Hopefully Zenvo knows he's there. He does know he's there. He's left him room. Terminator lunges it up the inside. That was a risky move and it didn't pay off. They're all over the place.
Slip through him either. Or maybe he does. I don't know. I'm not sure what the range was. What happened there?
I don't know. I switched Terminator, went on board with them, and they were off. Absolutely calamitous times. Terminator's just cut that corner a treat.
Sam's been taken out at the hairpin as well. He's going backwards.
Nearly spun it again off the J-turn.
Battle at the back, actually. Pizza and Rob. Rob trying to sweep around the outside at the hairpin, gets Pizza, and now Rabbit's fighting him, which is something I don't think I would have said.
No, I will. I expect Rob will quickly disappear in the distance. I'd imagine he'll have the pace on him.
Rabbit's been spun off of lag. Never mind. It's obviously one of the consequences of running Collide, the fact that it is quite laggy, and you can get hit
Bing
off
bong
at any
pits.
minute.
Nearly
Oh, he
spins it.
is.
Just about.
I'm not.
Now,
What is the pit limiter here?
I do not know, but I'm assuming 80. Terminator in the pits. Tail in the pits. Sam in the pits, but spins.
You didn't lose that much time though. To be fair, the pit boxes are very, very
They're all going in
close.
very slowly, so I'm assuming the pit limit is not 80.
I'm gonna say it's probably 50, maybe 60. I don't know. Tails just got 59, so
Right.
maybe it's 60.
Looking through the field, things are beginning to settle down, and obviously the pit window is open now, so that will spread things out a little bit. Terminator right on the back of Pizza now.
Sam has actually jumped tail, so I don't know what happened in the pits, but yeah, Sam is ahead.
It would be helpful to have some sort of device to see how many pits people have done, but I believe Terminator has pit and Pizza hasn't. I don't know.
Pizza wouldn't have. Actually, no, I don't know where Terminator is. Pizza, because Pizza is about where he was before.
Yeah.
So I think
Terminator's
Terminator
getting
had
all caught up on the back of Pizza. I'm seeing him.
legit fighting Zenvo. Never mind, he's spun
Oh,
as he really
Terminator
takes.
going for the position on the outside. Not to the inside now. Moving gradually ahead of Pizza. Pizza's now got to stay on the outside for this corner. Terminator hugging the inside. Converging a little
Wow,
bit.
Pizza actually really good exit off there.
He's
I
run
wouldn't be surprised.
really deep and Terminator's got it. Pizza lunges it up the inside. Can't quite do it, and that could result in contact. It does a little bit.
Zenvo
He's
goes
off.
91 in the pits. So I
Pizza's
also
got a tank slap.
don't know the pit limit.
I apologise for cutting you off there, but Pizza got an absolute tank slap. As Zenvo 90 in the pits, I wonder if that's a penalty.
Just gonna ask Knight what the pit limit is.
Tail has
90.
got... Okay, so everyone's going very cautious then.
I'm gonna say 90 is like 80. Yeah, 90 is
It's
like
same,
90.
so it's the same as RRC. Now, Tail and Zenvo fighting down into the hairpin. A little bit of lag means we can't quite see what's going on, but
Sam has really dropped off because he was ahead of Tail coming out of the pits. Yeah,
Ooh.
Zenvo was miles ahead of Tail out of there. Tail
Yeah,
very
Tail
wide.
got-
He went to China and back.
Tail...
Lucas-
Woo! Tail flips!
Oh.
Massive lag on the back of Zenvo, and Tail's over.
At the front, Lucas, Sereznia, and Squid Bubbles all getting into each other for a battle. For
Lucas very wide.
sixth.
Squid around. Lucas around.
So Sereznia clear of those lot. Everyone's starting to spread out now. Lucas, Squid are close.
Yeah, this was to be expected, as I said in qualifying. Germany, Hockenheim tends to be a track that spreads out a little bit over the course of the race.
Sam stopped at the hairpin.
He is. Well, he's going to lose that position out of there unless he gets rejoined back to where he was. I mean, he wasn't doing too great anyway, down around 14th, 13th place. Terminator not take... What is Terminator doing? Just didn't take any sort of line through what is just a straight. He's off again. Hits the wall. Marvellous driving from the German. And now we've got two people off in the hairpin just kind of having a picnic. Bit of a sandwich.
Must be quite fun.
Terminator's joining him. They're gonna have a biscuit together.
Hey. Bit of bromance. Sereznia and Lucas both in the pits.
Sereznia around, bit of miscommunication between the two, and Sereznia's lost a whole heap of time.
Squid Bubbles as well. Someone went like 35 in the pits.
They're all playing it very, very safe. However, Squid Bubbles is going to cause Sereznia's going to have to go around the outside. Luckily, there's no garages there, or Sereznia would have been in a garage.
Nitrous
In the background,
taking a little spin around the front straight in the
ooh, that
the lemon car.
was an aggressive little flip around for him. Yeah, just in the background, like Nitrous struggling a little bit.
Poker's all the way up in fourth. I'm going to assume he didn't pit.
He won't have pit yet, but even after a pit, I'm assuming he's going to come out around sort of 9th or 10th place, which for him will be a decent result.
I believe he started about 16th. Although Lucas is having a fantastic race so far.
Louis in the pits. Tom will not have pit yet, I assume. He likes to leave it as late as possible, keep out of the traffic. Although
Louis,
right now, big cut from Tom, and Great is going a lap down now.
so Louis comes out like ahead of all the traffic because they've just been holding themselves up. The top three have just kind of slipped away.
Yeah, none of
Just
them have been
running some
involved in
laps.
any battles particularly. While P4 down has been absolutely manic for the first quarter of the race.
Now Zanvo as well fighting Seresny. Um,
Inside of each other. Oh, very close. They're both
they're
going to be
never
ahead on
taking
this.
each other out,
Nope,
but
they're
turn
both.
one side by side isn't going to happen cleanly.
It has. There's a lot of
Fair enough. I was
runoff.
expecting one of them to hit the curb and
Yeah,
flip off it, but
there's a lot of runoff, so you have plenty of room to just run wide. Zenvo very good.
very
Seresnia
wide.
leaves the room. Maybe left a little too much room there. He's going to have the
No.
slipstream. This straight, if you're ahead and they are close enough, it's going to be slipstream central, and you can see slowly catching, but not enough.
A bit further up, there's an absolute train behind.
Oh, Seresnia
Oh,
goes for the lunge. He's off.
oh, that was
Went
a
for
bit
the
of a
lunge,
silly
went
move.
through Zenvo, and just had to straight line it and nearly hit the outside wall. Nitrous is now within Seresnia. Seresnia's suck.
Tom is coming up to lap people now.
Yeah, Rabbit is actually doing an alright job. For Rabbit, not being in last is an achievement. He's not in last. Not in last by quite a margin, because of the fact that Terminator and Sam are AFK, and Great is... don't know where Great is, actually.
He's
He's
on track. He's
he
just
is lapping.
miles back.
He is lapping. He stopped on track down the straight for no real reason.
I'm going to assume he had to go AFK for something.
With
Seresnia
Rabbit,
has just
massive
spun
lag.
actually.
Tom's been spun by the...
Nitrous
Tom spun as well, sorry. Rabbit had massive lag. And spun him. Nitrous in a battle with Seresnia, as you said. Nitrous gets the better exit.
Seresnia spun down the start-finish straight, so Seresnia got... Still, Great and legit Poke, they're all on the same straight.
It's a bit of a case of they can all see each other, but they can't really do anything. It's one of those painful moments where you know that you're there or thereabouts, but they're just ahead of you. Tantalizingly close.
Tail has just been overtaken by Rabbit.
Oh. Oh, and Tails
And
half spun as well.
he's trying to go for a lunge, but it's going to work from that far
I've
back.
seen a lot of desperate attempts into the hairpin. All you're going to do with those desperate attempts is just cause more damage to yourself, as Tails proved, as Seresnia's proved earlier.
I think Josh has just come in the pits because he's behind Louis now.
Yeah, it's better at that hairpin to just wait it out. If you're close enough, go for the move, but desperate attempts are just going to cost you. Oh, and tail off. Tail.
A bit of a miserable race for him, really.
It is.
He couldn't really string together good laps in qualifying, and then he's just spent the race to the back.
He had a really good start, but it kind of just seemed to slip from there, really. Let's have a look through the field. Legit and Great. Close, but nowhere near a battle. Legit closing on Poke, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if Legit has the pace on Poke. Poke's still up in 5th, actually.
Legit was actually behind Great, so I think he's got past him. Although Great very slow out of there, which may explain how Legit got past him.
Now, I think
now closed.
if Poke isn't pitting this lap, he is legitimately up in 5th place. Now we'll see. This will be the last pit. This will be the last window. Poke doesn't pit.
Yeah,
Legit pits, in fact. Oh, nearly ruins.
Legit, very quick into the pits.
Yeah, that'll be speeding. He had a massive moment as well, clonking the wall. So he's both lost time out of that, and probably got a speeding penalty. I don't know what Night system is, but in RRC that would be a 3-second penalty.
I would be surprised if it's the exact same, to be
No,
honest.
me neither. Me neither. That's another new thing for this season. Last season, I believe you could just yonk it into the pits at full speed. This season, you do have to slow down. That's another
Which is
element.
good, because
It adds
some people
another.
do legitimately try and slow down or just yeet.
Yeah, it does add another element to it, and it's another way of equalising the field. Obviously, in the majority of leagues, you can just fully speed it into the pits, and it's up to you really to how much caution you take. If you spin, then that's your fault, but you can also at the same time gain huge chunks of time by being massively risky.
Talking about time, Josh has lost a chunk to Louis, and he's actually under pressure by Bing Bong now. So he's made some sort of mistake, or Bing Bong's just been
Yeah,
lapping really well.
the
Yeah, Bing
circuit
Bong
isn't
lap 18.6 versus Josh's 19
now.
something.
This
5.
circuit isn't one that really lends itself to errors. You know, again, casting our minds back to Hockenheim, season 1, me and Tom, we were we were sort of 2 or 3 seconds apart for the whole race, but because of how wide the circuit is, there's so much room to just go off if you make an error. You'll pick up a cut, but picking up a cut is far less costly than hitting a wall and spinning.
It's also very quick, so you can't really make up any time. As legit as actually talking about spinning, yeah, legit.
Legit spun, and
Down
allowing
straight.
Sereznia to be on his rear.
Tails in the pits, I think. Yeah, he is.
Is that a retirement? Oh,
I
Sereznia down the
think
inside
it
of Legit.
is.
Legit gets the exit. He's going to have to leave Sereznia room. Sereznia on the grass. Legit not wanting to leave much room. He's leaving him just enough. He's certainly not giving up position. Ooh, very deep into
Oh,
the corner goes
legit
Sereznia.
keeps it.
For now, Sereznia needs to be careful, otherwise he's going to have contact. Legit not leaving any room. Sereznia having to use the outside. I have a feeling there's no spotting going on here. Legit gets the exit. Sereznia down the inside. Legit leaves just enough room. Very, very good defending there from Legit. And Sereznia off though. They made contact in that section.
So legit keeps the position, and
Legit keeps it for
10th.
now. Up ahead you have Zenvo and Nitrous going at it. We're in that middle.
Tempo has had quite a quiet race, actually.
He has up until now. We're sort of oh, Lucas massively cut in that corner.
Oh, Sleepy is all over Josh now. A chunk of time. Josh set a personal best last lap, 18.9, but Bing Bong went 18.5. Bing Bong looks very cutty. Yeah, Bing Bong was
Cut
13.
limit is 25. Bing Bong is playing it risky with the cuts, as is Nitrous actually. He just cut that chicane. He's on 14 in 14. He needs to start just calming down a bit, because 26 cuts and, well, you're one over that cut limit. So that is a slam dunk penalty. I don't know what the penalty is for cutting, but you'd hazard a guess it's...
surprised if it's about like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah, any penalty for Nitrous will be costly. He'll lose position. Poke having a very, very good race.
Someone's just improved a lot. I don't know who that was. That great? I think it was.
Nitrous pits. He gets it slowed down, 66 in the pit lane. Very, very nice. It's got a little bit manic in that middle section. I think it's settling down a little bit. I think the battle...
Sereznia is in as well.
There's still a couple of close battles. Zenvo is reasonably close to Lucas. Great. It's hunting Poke down. Poke very wide. Deja vu. That's allowed Great right into his range.
Poke's exit wasn't bad.
Renault on Renault. Poke defends into the corner. He's going to run deep.
First time we've seen Renault on Renault.
And Great can't make the move, actually. Good defending from Poke. Very compromised line, but no way for Great to get through there.
There's not really anywhere to pass now.
Oh, and massive lag vision there. See,
yeah, it's noticed that these cars have really bad lag, because like with Tails flip, he was miles behind.
I don't know if it's the server, but if that was me spotting, that wouldn't be spotting distance. and Great obviously made contact. So I feel like the serves a little unstable. Great over the gravel.
Bing Bong is still closing up on Josh, but Josh is starting to putting in some decent laps. They're pretty much equaling Bing Bong.
In terms of lap time, Bing Bong is an 18.9. Josh is an 18.9. They're practically identical in fastest lap.
Josh has got a couple more cuts over the last couple laps, so I think he is starting to push a bit.
Well, he can afford to. He's been cutting once every couple laps. That's pretty good there. He's actually the lowest cut of the cutters, other than Sam, but obviously Sam went AFK a while ago.
And he's still there, so I'm going to assume he is probably not going to finish.
Yeah. Oh, I apologise. I have my food ready, so I have to leave you for the commentating duties.
Time for BBC Radio 5.
Well, no, I will leave. I will leave the footage up. I apologise for this. Over to you.
Yeah, so the footage shows Sleepy. Thankfully, oh, Louis is off. Oh, what's happened there? I have no idea what just happened. Louis completely spun. Oh, he went wide even, according to the chat. But yeah, going off, and he's now down into fourth. Sleepy's catching up to Bing Bong still. Or Sleepy's catching up to Josh. Excuse me. So everything's happening in the last couple laps. We've got about 8 to go. So Louis will start to put pressure on Bing Bong. But yeah, Josh is losing a lot of time into sacks. Bing Bong into the gravel, kind of wide, but he did get a very nice exit onto Josh. Let's go through the final couple corners. There's not really an overtaking opportunity, but Bing Bong dives into the pits. Will he slow it down in time? He goes 67, so yes, he is slowing down. So no penalty for Bing Bong. A bit further back, Poke is still holding on in 5th. Fair enough. Started 16th, I think. So
I have managed to
race for
return
him.
actually, because I am back with a roast dinner.
I'm not sure if you saw, but Louis died. So he's behind Josh and Bing Bong now. Bing Bong died.
Oh dear. That's going to give Tom a massive advantage, because the gap to the leader was about 4 seconds, so not out of the realm of reality of catching, but Tom is very, very, Tom's like me, he's very, very consistent, doesn't make errors very often. Once he's got into a rhythm, obviously the first few laps, Louis nearly making contact, but once Tom gets in a rhythm, he makes very few errors. Obviously, if you can't get into that rhythm, that's where things go a bit wrong.
Josh kind of wide. He really likes that wide line. I'm not sure if it's helping, but he.
I don't think it is. Oh, pitting. Oh no, he doesn't. What is that? What? He's spun.
That was. I think he wanted to go in the pits. Louis then tried.
He's
to
spun
go
again.
In.
That's gonna. Oh, and Louis off at turn 1.
What is going on? This might really help Bing Bong. Bing Bong's coming around the final corner, and he's actually going to jump Josh.
I wonder if he'll jump Louis then as well, because Louis made that error at turn 1, and that's going to put him around Josh.
Look at the gap to Bing Bong now from Josh. And Louis, I don't know how long a pit is in this track, but Louis is only about, I would say that's 10 seconds ahead of Bing Bong. 10, 15 seconds?
Well, if you consider that when they pitted, Josh was right beside Louis. Now, obviously, he made an error, but Louis crashed at turn 1. Bing Bong could end up with P2 here.
So that might really play into his hands, that pit, although obviously not a strategic masterstroke, it is just kind of pit whenever. Tom at the front still steaming on with a 20-second gap, and he's just about to cross the line now to some gap. I don't know, it doesn't update real time. Louis doesn't pit, so I think he's going to try and extend it to try and make up some of the time he lost. But he's 11 seconds behind, so I'm going to assume Tom pit. As he is going to have to pit in the next 2 laps, I believe. Bing Bong is 23. Oh, no, he's not. He's 12 seconds behind Louis. I feel like he's probably going to jump him. Yeah, I don't know how long a pit is. I don't know if you know how.
I'd estimate you're talking probably 16, 17 seconds.
Which may mean Louis might come out around 4th with Josh. Because he's about 16.
I definitely reckon Louis will come out behind Bing Bong for definite.
Unless Bing Bong really
Bing Bong.
makes a mistake here.
Yeah, we're probably going to jinx it, but so far, the consistency is in Bing Bong's favour rather than Louis and Josh. But down the back straight, you have
Massive
so many
train.
cars.
From 5th to, no, Pokes dropped down quite a bit. I'm going to assume it's because the people are pit. But from 7th to 11th, massive train. Louis is not in the pits. I believe this is his final chance.
Oh wow. Absolute chaos. Great running off wide. Nitrous going down the outside. That's a way of saying it, I guess.
Oh, he's off.
Lots of errors. Great off. Extra
Great's
position
retiring.
for Nitrous and Pizza.
Zenvo now all over Lucas as we come into Sax
Oh,
curve.
this could be dangerous.
Zenvo
down the inside.
mega
Absolute
dive.
lunge.
Lucas, so much better exit.
Lucas keeps it. Ooh, very wide. Zenvo gets attacked. He's being attacked.
Oh no. Quick, call the police. Pizza's in the pits.
Lucas keeps his position for now. Very strong defending there, but no major contact made. A little tap into the second to last corner, but nothing disastrous. Lucas way too deep into that corner. That's cost him so much time. Zenvo right on him again after making a little error. He's going to have to slipstream.
The suck.
Down his hairpin.
Time is about to start lap 23, so Louis is going to have to come in this
Nobody
lap.
cares about him.
Oof.
Lucas on the outside into hairpin. Now, the outside here can be beneficial, and it is. Better exit, and he actually gains a little bit of time.
Louis doesn't come in. I swear he has to pit. Does he not? Maybe he didn't have to pit, unless he's just forgot.
Well, nothing's been said so far, so I'm assuming we just misread it, and in fact, he had a massive margin to them. Well, we assume for now then that he has pit, and at the front, it's as normal.
Well, legit has just gone in the pits. He was quite slow into the pit entry. It would be nice if we had some sort of indicator on who pits, but we don't. Zenvo's still all over Lucas.
Yep, they've been very close for a good lap now. Lucas isn't taking a very good line through. Oh, but Zenvo flips.
And yeah, Nitrous has gone through, and legit is passing through. Zenvo losing 3 places, 2 places even.
Through turn 2, Lucas is quite weak. He runs it way too deep, so on the exit he just leaks time. However, for now, he remains in around that mid pack 7th, 5th, 6th position.
Yeah, Pizza Sereznia had a miserable race actually.
Yeah, it has been miserable. I think we've lost quite a few drivers. I think Tail retired a few laps ago. I don't know how long ago. I didn't actually notice. We were too busy.
About 10 laps ago. He retired about midway.
Tails retired. Squid Bubbles retired. Great is now retired. We're down to 13 people. That's a pretty heavy retirement rate for our starting grid.
Yeah, Sam is out as well.
Meanwhile,
so
entering the final couple of laps, Tom coming around sector 3. He's been invincible practically. Very, normal things from Tom. Raced with him for years and
Something which we'll also be seeing in about an hour.
raced with him for years, and he's a very, very competitive driver, very quick.
Sunvo in the slipstream of legit. Nitrous as well in the slipstream of Lucas. So still a big train there from 5th all the way to 10th. Louis just goes second quickest. Just actually by 1,000. That's quite impressive. Yeah, the race is kind of dying down actually. It's a shame. The race started off really chaotic, but as you said, we have quite a few retirements. We have 4 retirements.
Yeah, it's a shame, but obviously some races just don't go well for people, and people don't want to fight on, so they pull over and retire. Poke is holding valiantly onto 5th place. There is a massive train though. If Poke does make it,
just about to finish. Just about to start his final lap. Sorry for cutting you off.
that's okay. If Poke makes an error, he could lose 3 or 4 positions. So just drive it.
Errors, Zenvo.
Drive it smooth, drive it clean, and Poke will be on for a very, very solid 5th place.
Onto the thing we were just talking about giving up. You know what they say? Maybe they don't. I don't know. I say it at least. Somebody has to finish last. Like at the end of the day, you've always got a winner, but yeah, somebody has to finish last,
Well,
and obviously these people don't want to.
Yep. In this case, officially our last place will probably be Terminator. I think Sam will be a DNF because he only completed 5 laps. Rabbit has done a pretty valiant job. He's not quick. No, he I'm sure he will admit he's not a quick driver, but he's held on. He's gonna finish 13th.
I don't know what Rabbit's just done. He's just like gone down the straight, lifted off because I think he thought he finished.
Well, nope, not yet. Tom is coming through the final few corners in that absolutely beautiful Viper livery. Fair play to I think it was Josh who did that one. Very good looking car. Into the final couple of corners, and Tom will take an easy victory.
And he starts his season with however many.
He starts the season with Wang.
Massive train still. Nitrous trying to go on Lucas up to the run to the hairpin.
Yep.
As he's calling for spotting.
Race is over. Race is over for Tom, but it's not over for these lot. 6 cars within about 4 seconds. Lucas is going to need to hold off Nitrous. This could get very tasty. Nitrous just cuts the corner. He hits the wall, as he should, because that was a massive cut. What was he doing there?
That was disgusting. Karma. Poke's got to just hang on now for the final couple corners, as he's got Rabbit in front of him, but Rabbit should hopefully not impact Poke at all, because Lucas is all over him.
Yep.
So
very close, but these final couple corners, it doesn't matter for Poke. He can do whatever he likes. As long as he doesn't crash, he's good. Indeed.
As he is through the final corner as Poke, fantastic race to finish 5th as Rabbit as well.
5th place for
hangs
Poke.
On to get last. Well, I think
only a lap down. I think for him, he'll be happy with that. Final couple of finishes coming around the last couple corners, and there you go.
Poke,
that is.
Yeah, it actually started 17th, so 17th to 5th, 12 places of improvement.
Yeah, that's an excellent race from him. Congrats to the fella. Yeah, he did a good job. That is your 40 minutes of. I think it was 40 minutes there. 40 minutes of Hockenheim. Tom is your winner. Louis is second place. Bing Bong rounds out the podium. I think that was a good race. A bit chaotic, but we had good battles throughout. It got quite a couple times, but I mean, it converged again.
I think as well, it was a bit messy, to be honest. Like a lot of spins happening. There was a joke at the pit entry with Louis. Was it Louis? Josh and someone else. But yeah, Tom complaining that the lag is quite severe on these cars. I have a feeling that that's something that they should look into for the rest of the
Well,
season. But
it's a bit odd because the cars are about the same size as the Corvettes. The wheels are about small. I think that the wheels are the same size. Um, yeah, I mean that's for Knight to look into. You know, he's got the cars. If he can make changes. Um, yeah, good race. What do you rate that out of 10?
I would say probably about a 7.5, just because of how messy and it
Yeah.
was, and it kind of got a bit boring in the last couple stages.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, 26 laps, people spread out over time. Yeah. Well, those who have bothered to watch this, thank you for tuning in. On to the next race, which I don't actually know what it is. I think it is Mantorp is up next.
I
I
believe
might
it
be wrong.
is.
I might be wrong there though. Um, I mean that was a brilliant race last season. Me and Tom you know, absolutely neck and neck for the whole race. Um,
I wasn't there, so I can't really give an opinion on it.
Good race. Track quality not so good, but for racing it was pretty brilliant. Um, we will call it there.
Yeah.